Trivia question. In the past, what were two forms of entertainment consumed by the FBA community? Well, during the 60s, we enjoyed the sounds of Motown. This included Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye, and of course the GOAT, Michael Jackson. However, during the 70s, we got excited over movies, and the two subgenres watched by us extensively were blaxploitation and martial art movies, particularly starring Bruce Lee. Now, once he reached the 80s, music mogul Berry Gordy realized that there was still a market for Motown and movies with black characters and martial arts. In 1982, Motown's top star, Michael Jackson, released the highest-selling album of all time, Thriller. Soon to follow, in 1984, a successful coming-of-age film called The Karate Kid was released, and during that same year, a young, up-and-coming black comedian named Eddie Murphy starred in the most profitable motion picture in North America. This flick was called Beverly Hills Cop. Evidently, Berry Gordy knew he could still get mileage out of these forms of entertainment and deliver a unique movie that fans of Motown, black cinema, and martial arts movies would love. What's good? This is Rashad, the movie Insurrectionist. Welcome to our latest review. Before we get started, please subscribe to our channel by pressing the button located in the right corner of your screen. Press the bell icon, make a comment in the comment section, like the video, share it, and follow us on X. Now, let's begin. Berry Gordy's Last Dragon, directed by Michael Schultz, was released in 1985. This is the 40th anniversary of this cult classic starring Tymeek and Vanity as his love interest. And if you haven't seen this flick, there are spoiler alerts. Although released in 1985, this movie is a homage to the martial arts movie craze of the 1970s. Blaxploitation films and Motown. Mentioned by Tariq Nasheed, kung fu movies were often a part of a double feature in urban theater during the mid to late 70s. Movies like The Five Fingers of Death, The One-Armed Boxer, The 36th Chamber of Shaolin, and Enter the Dragon would play alongside popular blaxploitation movies of this era. Martial arts was very popular among FBA people in the United States. Even Bruce Lee's first student was an FBA brother named Jesse Glover. The Last Dragon is about two rival martial artists who reside in Harlem. The first is Leroy, aka Bruce Leroy Green, played by Tymeek, and his arch nemesis, Sho'Nuff, the Shogun of Harlem, played brilliantly by the late Julius Carry. Sho'Nuff is by far the most memorable character in this film. He has all the most quotable dialogue, over-the-top attire, and hairstyle. To say the least, he's one of my favorite characters of all time, and if you haven't noticed, I have a picture of him in my office where I record all of my reviews. Leroy is a well-respected martial artist in his community. Subsequently, he's a peaceful man in search of enlightenment, which he refers to as the glow. He studies kung fu for self-fulfillment, and he only fights to protect himself or others incapable of defending their lives. Meanwhile, his kung fu rival Sho'Nuff uses his art to satisfy his ego. He harasses Leroy, his students, and his family. He showcases his ass-whooping abilities at a theatrical screening of Enter the Dragon, and he beats a challenger at his school within an inch of his life while his goons egg him on with glee. Sho'Nuff is a lunatic, and he's determined to draw Bruce Leroy into an all-out brawl to prove that he's the true and only master. The other story in this film deals with television dance show host Laura Charles, played by the late and gorgeous Vanity. She's being harassed by Eddie Arkadian, played by Christopher Murney. Arkadian is a balding wannabe record producer with a Napoleonic complex and sociopathic tendencies. Just like Sho'Nuff, Arkadian is a maniac who resorts to kidnapping, intimidation, extortion, and attempted murder to achieve his goal of getting his low-budget Cyndi Lauper-ish girlfriend on Laura Charles' program. Despite all this, Leroy rescues Laura from Arkadian and engages in an ultimate kung fu showdown with Sho'Nuff. The Last Dragon was a surreal take on the martial arts movie genre. It follows the success of The Karate Kid, which created a resurgence of martial art flicks in America. The film highlights the influence that martial arts cinema had on FBA culture in the 70s, and it includes the sound of Motown. You can clearly see the influence of martial art films, Motown musical, and blaxploitation movies within this 1985 classic. It contains characters that were archetypes of FBA martial artists during those years. I've seen pictures of black martial artists such as Donnie Williams and Steve Muhammad, the founders of BKF, the Black Karate Federation, who lived in the 70s, and they presented themselves like Bruce Leroy with Chinese fisherman hats and kung fu clothes. In fact, the producers included 1970s black martial artist movie icon Ron Van Cleef to choreograph this film. Incidentally, Make was actually a student of Ron Van Cleef. Overall, The Last Dragon is a fun picture with colorful characters, a surreal plot, and iconic music from 80s Motown artists like El DeBarge. I give Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon 5 out of 5 stars and a massive B1 fist. Thank you for joining us here at the movie Insurrectionist. We'll continue to keep bringing more reviews. Please be sure to subscribe by clicking on the button in the right corner of your screen, like the video, make comments in the comment section, share the video, follow us on X, and remember, the theatrical release will never be televised. Sho'Nuff.
Keep your money. You just get that sucker to the designated place at the designated time, and I will gladly designate his ass for dismemberment.